Pittsburgh national champion football player Gary Tyra, of course, Elmira football legend as well. Gary, first, we want to say thank you for joining us here on the special show for the next half hour, talking about your career, your accomplishments, and what the game meant to you on so many levels. So first question that we had for you tonight, Gary, is take us back to the days of Elmira, playing the game, your family, your upbringing, how it all began.
That's great. Hey, first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to my high school teammates, Southside High School, Green Hornets, and you know, it's great. It's great. But my parents, my mom worked at Howell's, and she worked at Swartzens, and she was a great lady. She was awesome. She was large. Let me tell you. When anybody came in there, if you're hungry, she's feeding you. She was awesome. They're both deceased now. My dad, he was a prison guard. We called him the warden. He was the best. You know, they were great parents. He used to put toothpaste on our toothbrush at night, and when we were going out, and when we came home, that toothpaste better be gone. You better brush your teeth. That's how he'd catch us at night. So we get in there real quick and
try to beat it.
Yeah. We real quick. We brush our teeth and get right in bed, because if the toothpaste was on there when he woke up, then we weren't home, and he knew. So that was great. I love them. I miss them. They're both deceased, and I got a brother named Pete. Great guy, real supportive, little hashtag cray cray. A lot of fun. I laugh all the time. Every time I go talk to him or anything, I laugh. I laugh and just, he's hysterical. I got a couple nieces, Katie and Lisa. I love you. And I have 2 children, Shane the Pain and Lamb Chops. I give them all nicknames, you know.
Those are great nicknames right off the bat.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And I got a wife, Felix, I call her. She's a clean freak. And we've been married for 40 years.
Wow.
And I've only been in one argument.
Just one?
One argument, and it's still going on.
It's the never-ending argument.
That's right.
Between the Tyras.
That's right. You know. That's right. That's right. And, you know, it's been a ride. Let me tell you something. It's been a ride, you know, with the national championship, and even though I was hurt that year, the other bowls I played in were the Sun Bowl and the Gator Bowl, and it was great. It was great, you know, having Tony Dorsett, having Johnny Majors, our coach. He was the Lou Saban of the '70s. Believe me, he was something. But before I talk about anything else, I'd like to put some names out there that helped me over my career, my mentors. Is that okay to do?
Definitely.
Is that all right?
That's what we're here for, yes.
Okay, I don't have my glasses on, but I'll give it a shot. These people, they need to be recognized. They were my mentors, coaches. I love them. Growing up, it helped me so much, getting advice from them, because when I went to Pittsburgh, I was ready. I was well-oiled. I'm telling you, I was. And some of these names are Tom Hurley, Bud Holzer, Dick Sinkle, Dwayne Padgett, Frank Gush, Ed Trexler, Duke Sechrist, Carmen Sereno, Mike Giardina, Jerry Sweeney, the Yarnell family, Ronnie Lovejoy, Ed Kaufman, Mike Lepak, Dana Carpenter, Paul Vincent, Marty Harrigan, Jerry Odell, Bob Hill. If I forgot someone, I'm sorry. I love you all. That's all I got to say. Because we're great.
Gary, a lot of those names, too, synonymous with football greatness here at the Twin Tiers. Dana Carpenter actually coming down here tonight, seeing him a little bit. The handshake, the grip, you know, he's getting
Oh, yeah, he's got that bear grip. Yeah, he's scary. He's scary.
He can be pretty menacing, right? But which is, you know, the thing about it, too, though, Gary, is I got to apologize for saying Gary, because everyone in the Twin Tiers knows you by Taz.
Yeah, you know, I got that name as a freshman. Johnny Majors, somehow I spin around a little bit, and he started calling me Taz, and it stuck to this day When I'm back in Pittsburgh, nobody knows me by Gary Tyra. No one. It's Taz, it's Tasmanian, it's the devil, it's, I was at the bank the other day, and this lady said to me, Mr. Taz, please don't show your finger. I'm pregnant. I get sick about it. I said, okay, honey. So I have a little crooked finger here.
Man.
You know, that I got.
That's a first for this show, yeah.
Really? Yeah, it is. It's a conversation piece, really. I got this national championship ring. They don't even want to look at it. They want to look at the finger.
And how did that happen in football?
That happened. I remember when that happened. It happened in the Oklahoma game. We were playing Oklahoma down there, and somehow I got my pinky hooked up with this one fella, big old hedgehog, one of the linemen, and got it on my finger, and it just bent it out. And then they taped it, and I went back in, and they said, okay, Taz, you'll get it done, end of the season, and get it operated on. And I didn't. I should have. But, you know, as time went on, I just didn't get it done. And now it's a great conversation piece, though.
Yeah, Thanksgiving time, just pull that out, you know.
Oh, yeah, everybody always wants to look at it. You still got that crooked finger, people will say? I get a kick out of it.
You're like, yeah, I do, actually, as a matter of fact. But Gary, before we dive into more about your career, and before we head to commercial break here for our next segment, but football is such a huge part of your life. You know, how did it become such a huge part of your life? When did you start playing?
I played in small fry football and Optimists, and Frank Gush and Duke Seekers were my coaches. They're both deceased now. I love them. And, you know, it started from there, and we used to ride our bikes to practice with our uniform on and ride them back home, and, you know, it kept you out of trouble, too. And like at Halloween night, we had practice, and then we just wear our football uniform at home, and it's unbelievable.
Gary, we're going to dive into a lot of that here after the next half of the commercial break. Check it out. Gary Tyra, Legends of the Twin Tiers. We're coming right back. Welcome back to Legends of the Twin Tiers. Our very special guest, the Tasmanian Devil, Gary Tyra, Elmira football legend, Pittsburgh national champion. And Gary, we were talking about some of those great memories that, you know, we talk about here on Legends of the Twin Tiers. And, you know, high school football, obviously playing in the Elmira area, Southside Green Hornet, early 70s, a lot of great teams, great coaches.
We had great teams, Southside Academy, Corning East, Sayre, Notre Dame, they were all good. We had a lot of good talent, man. There was a lot of battles, let me tell you something. And this one, well, let me go back a little bit farther. When I was in 5th grade, my guys, Bentley, Spanky, Callahan, Kelly, they were my guys. Clyde, Sammy Crumped, they were my guys, and we'd sneak into the games. We were 5th grade. We'd go underneath the bleachers, pull the fence out, go under. We thought we were large, man. That was the coolest, you know. Then when we grew up, you know, here we are playing. We're playing at Parker Field, and I think it was one of the best stadiums in New York State. I'm telling you, the grass was manicured, the lights were spot on. You go to some schools, and you got that shadow where the lights aren't that good. Well, let me tell you something, Parker Field was it. And, you know, when you played there, you knew you hit it big time. So last game, Parker Field, we're playing Academy. They're winning 6-0. 4th quarter, about 5-6 minutes left. And we got the ball on about the 35, I think, and Mike Kelly throws. I'm not bragging now. I'm just telling you. This is how it just ended up now, bro.
This is Erie Bell. This is good stuff.
Oh, yeah, Erie Bell. Yeah. So I cut across the middle. Kelly throws me a dart. And I'm telling you, I got lucky. I caught it. I went about 20 yards, got in the end zone, and we won 7-6. So I'm going off the field, and my ankle was hurting me. So Dr. Veladis was looking at my ankle. He's got my ankle up there. And, you know, he's taping it. He's looking at it. And I hear somebody behind me, like I look up. It's my mother. And my mother, she got these rosary beads. And I said, "Hi, Ma." And they're Dr. Veladis, they're taping me up and stuff. And I'm like, looking, I'm like, look. what's up? She goes, you okay, darling? I said, yeah, I'm okay. And the rosary bead came down. It came about right here, and I go, kissed it. I said, okay, Ma, you got to go back up. Got to go back in the bleachers. And she said, okay, darling. She went up in the bleachers. Mm-hmm. God darn. That was the greatest. That was better than the touchdown. Have my mother come down.
To come down on the field, experience that
man,
moment.
That was cool, you know. And it was great. I miss her. I miss both of them.
Well, I know that they're very proud of all you've become in your life, certainly with the Elmira connection, Pittsburgh, and making your home out in Pittsburgh, raising your family now. And they certainly raised a great one. And we're proud to have you here tonight to reflect on these memories in these times.
It's great to come back to my roots. It really is. You know, we're in the fourth quarter. I am in the fourth quarter of my lives. Hopefully we'll go into overtime.
Certainly something important in your life was making that transition, going to Pittsburgh. How crucial was that?
It was unbelievable. I go in as a freshman, scholarship, 110 kids. Think about it, 110 kids, all scholarship, all pretty darn good. Go in there as a freshman, and I go in, they have a depth chart. You know what a depth chart is? Oh, yeah. So I go on a depth chart.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I go on a depth chart, and I'm looking. I didn't even know what a depth chart was. I look, I said, Tyra, 5. I was fifth on the. I was a freshman now, just coming in. I was fifth on the depth chart. And matter of fact, I was tied with another guy that was fifth. What the hell's that mean? Oh, sorry. What the heck does that mean? And you know, somebody explained to me. I said, okay, you know. I got a lot of work to do. Plus, I never played middle guard. They said I was going to play linebacker, which they sort of fibbed. They told me afterwards, you know, we're going to put you in middle guard. I said, okay, you know, what am I going to do? Whatever they say, that's the way it goes. And Coach Majors, he was one tough cookie, man. He ran his ship tight, and you know, respect everything, you know, everything was that way. And so anyways, you know, I go through camp, and it's murder. It's freaking a killer. There's people leaving at night, hitchhiking home. They quit. I'm telling you, it was tough. They packed people on ice, some of the players in ice, because it was so hot. So I just hung in there, kept my mouth shut, worked hard.
We spoke with Coach Majors on the phone prior to this interview. Amazing.
You talked to Coach Majors?
Talked to Coach Majors.
He's large. Yeah, Let me tell you something. I love that
always
guy.
In charge.
He's 82 years old, man. He's sharp as a tack. But go ahead. What did he say?
He said that essentially that when you came onto the scene, that you really triggered a memory for him, and really an instant thing for him, where his favorite character was the Tasmanian Devil. And you came in on the defensive side and started disrupting plays, started to really just, you know, wreak havoc on plays and situations. And he said, that man right there, he's Taz. And it stuck with you ever since that day.
Ever. It's unbelievable. Well, if I get a reservation for dinner, it's Taz. If I get even Dennis support, they know it's Taz. And you know, they use my real name on that stuff, you know, but it's good. It's been good to me, you know. When I was playing, the voice of the Panthers on the radio, they say tackle by the devil, tackle by Taz. You know, it was rolling. You know, problem was, you know, I was injury prone my third and fourth year. It was pretty rough because my first and second year, I'll go back to camp. You know, I was fifth team. I worked my way to third team. Now, we had a guy named Gary Burley, who was first team. He was a junior college. He was tough as heck. Al Romano was second team. He ended up becoming second in the Outland Trophy down the road. I became third team. I remember traveling to Notre Dame. I remember stretching. We're 3 hours before the game, and Coach Majors comes, Taz, there's some guy over here that knows you. He's from Elmira, or he said Elmira or something. And because he got a southern accent, he's pretty strong. He said, go over and say hi to him. I said, okay, Coach. So I go over, and it's this guy named Jack Twilliger, I think his name. His name's Twilliger. He was a referee in Elmira. He was on the sidelines. He said, hey, I'm Jack Twilliger. I said, I know who you are. You gave me a technical in basketball before. He says, oh, I just wanted to say hi. I said, okay. Said hi to him, everything, went back over. You know, you meet different people, you know. It's.
Well, I hope he apologized for the technical. That's what I'm saying. I hope he apologized for giving you.
No, he did. He did. No, he didn't. But that's okay, because I did follow him.
Yeah.
I think. I don't remember, but.
Well, Taz, you know, we're looking forward to a lot more great stories. Our final installment here of your special episode with us. Come on back after commercial break. Plenty more with Taz, Gary Tyra. We're going to get into some nitty-gritty stuff, talking about that national championship team, some of the players, some of the coaches he played with. Come on back. This is Legends of the Twin Tiers. This right here, I mean, Pittsburgh Panthers. Talk about those teams, the national championship team.
Boy, I'll tell you, that was bittersweet because I got hurt. I was going to start at linebacker. They changed me from middle guard that year because Al Romano was so darn good, I wasn't beating him out. He became second in the Outland Trophy voting. So they told me, Johnny Major says, listen, Taz, we think you can start at linebacker. We're going to move you at linebacker in the spring. And I said, yeah, I'm all for it because I always wanted to play linebacker. I don't want to be with those big hedgehogs. I always had a fight with them guys who were always bigger than me, you know. Lucky I was strong. That was, you know, my asset. I was pretty strong, I guess. And so they moved me to linebacker. And spring I did well. And Coach Major said, Taz, this is your job. You got it. I said, okay, Coach. And I had to beat out some guy from a transfer from Ohio State that played linebacker. He was pretty darn good. I got lucky. Got there, like I said, it was my year. That was my year because, you know, the year before I played behind Al Romano as his backup, and I got a lot of playing time in. I really did. It was great. When I was healthy, I played. When I was hurt, I just couldn't play, and it was very frustrating. But that second year, when I was behind Al, I played a lot. And, you know, and it was awesome. I remember a Syracuse game. We're playing up at Syracuse. Al's from Solvay, New York. I'm from Elmira. My best friend, Randy Holloway, he jumps over and he kicks him in the back of the head. He's knocked out.
Oh, man.
He's knocked out. I'm in. I'm in for 3.5 quarters. You got the Al Romano people here, and you got the Tyra people here, and the fans. Everybody's going, yeah, what are you arguing about? You know, oh, it was really neat. And you know, after the game, they said Holloway did it on purpose because he was my best friend. And Majors used to call us the twins because Holloway was 6'7", black. I was 6 foot white. We were always together, always together. He became a #1 pick with the Vikings. Still good friends. And that was a great memory. That was, and my dad came in the locker room after the game. I don't know how he got in there. And he had a few, and he says, somebody says, Dad, your dad's in the locker room. I said, what? What do you mean he's in the locker room? And sure enough, he come over. I said, hey, Dad, what's up? You know, and Holloway, the one that kicked him in the head, said, hey, your dad's over there, you know, because he knew Holloway. He knew all my guys. He used to come, you know, come to the home games and all that. And that was a great great memory. That and I think the Oklahoma game when they were #1 in the nation that year, and playing that game down in Oklahoma. You know how they have that big wagon train?
Oh, the wagon thing, yeah.
It's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. When they escorted us from the hotel to the locker room, they had Army guards, Army service, National Guard, with these sirens blocking everything in 2 buses, going right there, going right to it. It was pretty exciting. As much as we did on offense with Tony Dorsett and Matt Cavanaugh was quarterback, and when we practiced, they had red shirts on. You couldn't touch them. You touch them, you were in trouble. You can't tackle them. You can't do nothing. They were our bread and butter. And we had some great wide receivers and great tight ends, and you know, we had so much talent. Like I say, and we had a love for each other. We really did. The players. It was. That's why we won. That's why we won. And there was the Tony Dorsett era, then the Dan Marino era. There was 4 years with Dorsett, then Marino comes in. I recruited Russ Grimm. He's one of the original hogs for the Redskins. I was a sophomore. Russ was a senior in high school. He was like a puppy, but he was 6'3", 225.
Just a big puppy.
Big puppy. He was a quarterback and a linebacker. And I recruited him. I showed him around and everything, and he came to Pitt. Everybody I showed around, I showed about 6 guys. They all came to Pitt because I love Pitt.
That's awesome.
And you know, I love the city of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a big little city. It's just right. They were thinking about naming Pittsburgh Tasburg. They really were, but with the governor and the mayor, they didn't want to do that.
They changed it. Come on, Pittsburgh, you know.
They didn't, but...
Well, Tez, you know, I got to ask you these last couple quick questions that needed to be asked. You know, Jimmy Johnson, of course, Super Bowl winning coach, playing for him, it must have been a tremendous experience. And to see where he went from there, from Pittsburgh, I mean, what was he like?
He was no-nonsense guy, but he was fun. He was a fun guy. He came from Arkansas, played at Arkansas. He played with Jerry Jones. They were buddies. You know, and then they got in that fight with the Cowboys, and then he left. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
After a few years.
93.
But Jimmy was cool, man. He was cool. He was smart as heck. He got his he got everybody amped up. He really did. He was one heck of a coach. Dave Wanstead was another one. He was a great. He tried out for the Packers. He made the Packers for a year or something. Then he hurt his neck, and then he went to coaching. And Wanstead is 6'5".
He's a big man.
6'5" now, and his feet are 9. He wears a size 9 foot, 9 shoe.
I don't know how that happens.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's like
how funny is that?
It's
Not
defying
cool.
all odds and glory.
Yeah,
cases,
I gotta tell you. Can I tell you a couple of stories? Or do we gotta go on?
Yeah, I've got this one question.
Go ahead.
Aside from the stories, is obviously you make your home in Pittsburgh in the aviation industry, correct?
Right.
Which you do now. Amazing work there in the Pittsburgh area. But what did Elmira itself give you, the platform, so to speak, to succeed today? And some of those simple things of, you know, respect and honor and working hard.
Well, yeah, all that. But you know, you learn that. You better learn that in life wherever you go. That's the way to do it. And you know, Elmira was just. You know what? I was humble. I'm humble all the time. I don't say nothing. What I'm saying to you guys now, I don't think I've ever told anybody. I'm serious.
That's why we're honored that you're here. You know,
I've never told anybody. I'm sort of like, I don't say too much about it, you know. So, you know, my parents, my mom and dad always said, don't brag, don't ever brag. Let the people do the talking. And I always stuck with that. I always stuck. Plus, I had coaches that, they were on me, man. You know, I was super sophomore in high school. Tom Hurley was a coach, and he was in my face all the time, and he was a character.
This whole ride, this whole journey, if you could sum it up in a quick synopsis.
Sum it up? It was an unbelievable ride. I was blessed. My guys on that team are my brothers for life.
Well, Gary, I can't thank you enough for taking the time for us. You know, genuinely, you know, to be able to meet you in person finally is a privilege for us, and I'm sure for all our viewers as well here on Legends of the Twin Tiers. We want to say thank you.
Thank you very much. You've been a good psychiatrist for me.
Well, actually, that's for a whole other episode right there.
That is. You know, can we do this next week?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
What about the Andy and Taz show?
Let's do it. I like it. I like it.
Okay.
Legends of the Twin Tiers, the Tasmanian Devil, the one and only Gary Tyra.